Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to another episode of Glimmerside Chats with me, Annie Eclectic. Today I'm coming to you from my back garden. I am just out with my cheeky bare feet, getting that beautiful earthy energy in, listening to those beautiful birds, just feeling that cool breeze on my face. And I was just so inspired this morning that I really had to just come out and talk to you guys. In this space, this podcast is primarily for passion business owners, small business owners, micro business owners, whatever you identify as, you do you, babes. But actually, I think this podcast also connects to people who are just being people, Doesn't matter who you are, what you are. I hope that some of what comes out of these podcasts reaches you as well. My main aim is to help you connect with yourself and connect with energy. Energy, like natural energy. So I'm doing earthing right now. Your neuro energy, so mindfulness that connects you to certain parts of your brain that you're not used to connecting to. But I'm on a bit of a tangent there. So intro over. Feels like a long intro to me. I am chatty, soz. That's just who I am. We established that last week, didn't we? What I want to talk about in this episode today is, and it's going to be brief, but I want to talk about our limited selves. I know I've talked about this before, but it's really, really important that we do get this nailed down. So this week I have been in one of my most limited capacities. So some of you know, probably most of you know, some of you will not, but my son has a genetic divergence. And with that, he has a heart problem and he has a lung problem, and this can make him susceptible to catching things and ending up in hospital. We've had a fantastic 4-month stint where that's not happened, and I feel like it's kind of lulled us into a false sense of security. So at the beginning of this week, when we had a 4 a.m. mad dash to the hospital, the rug was pulled from under us, let's put it that way. And I had to really sit in the most limited self, and my most limited capacity for me personally and for my business. He has been at home. We didn't have as long a stay in hospital, which was great. But he has had to stay at home, and he is a very boisterous 3.5-year-old. So he's needed an awful lot of attention. He's also needed a lot of, making him stop and making him not puff himself out so much that we need to, administer inhalers and stuff like that. Keep his unwellness managed. And that has also meant that I've had to spend time keeping me managed. And that can be really difficult. That can be, for me, it can be the hardest part. I have so many ideas. I have so much motivation. I have so much get up and go, and I just want to go. I want to do all the things. And it can be frustrating being in that most limited space. And I had to work really hard on my mindset to bring myself back to being okay with that limited capability. And the hardest thing about being your kind of most limited, in your most limited position, because we all have them, is actually admitting what that is and doing the mindset work to find ourselves in that space. Now, we live, from a business point of view, we live in a very prescriptive world. It's quite amazing, really. We live in such an expansive world, like really, truly amazing. Like, as with any time, anything is possible right now. Anything that is within our capabilities is possible right now. We have the internet at our fingertips, and yet we seem to have these people who just want to put us all in the same box. And I'm kind of here being like, nah, we don't need to do that. I want to combat that mindset, you know. If you can make 6 figures, fantastic. If you want to make £1,000 a month, pay your bills, absolutely amazing. Whatever you want to do, that's completely valid. And I find that these very prescriptive ways of doing business do not take into account the fact that you are a human and that you live a human life, and you have families who are also human, and at times will need you. You will need you, they will need you to take time away from your business to take care of yourselves. And why do we have these businesses? It's in order for us to be able to, more than likely, take care of ourselves and take care of our families. And that means that you will have that kind of most limited self. And I don't want you to think of the word limited as a negative word. It just means that you are kind of, should we rephrase it and call it our most wintering selves, like even in midsummer? Because winter is when you are doing that resting, isn't it? And you're less likely to kind of be hyped up to be constantly posting on socials and producing new products and all of these things. And in business, if you can find your most limited self and what the opportunities within that space are, then you are absolutely winning. So in the Glimmer Seekers, when we do our goal setting, which we call grow setting, the method that I have come up with is having 3 different categories to each grow set. So you have your most limited self. So this is kind of like your key one. This is the one where you can be like, right, if I'm like, right, I'm in hospital with my son. Unfortunately, he's kind of not awake right now for whatever reason. I can do this, this, and this. And that's all that I need to do, just in order to keep things ticking over. And it could simply be that I put a post out saying, guys, I'm not going to be here right now. and put a stop and just say, no, my priority is my family. I don't have the capability to be here right now. I'm doing my community the service of saying, I'm not going to be here for a while, you know, check in with me when I do my next story or something like that. That is 100% valid thing. It's something I've done in the past, and it's been a really successful thing to do. It gives you peace of mind. It tells your audience that you respect them, and you value them as well, but also that you know that they return that respect and value and the care that you have within your community as well. So finding your most limited self for your grow setting is the first step. And then we have the brave zone, which is where you're kind of, you know, you're stepping into something that makes you feel a bit butterflies in your tummy. You're stepping through a veil, the way you're just a bit like, oh my goodness, out of your comfort zone into your brave zone. And eventually, we've talked about this before, your brave zone becomes your comfort zone, and then you have to find the next step. And then we have the squee goal. And the squee grow, is where you're doing something that, you know, really makes you butt clench. Makes you go, I can't believe I'm doing this. Feels like a bungee jump, but for your business. But make sure that your brave zone and your squee are things that you want to do, things you would like to introduce to your business, not necessarily things that you have to do right now. So that if you are in a position where your limited self has to kick in, and I'm speaking about your limited self as a strength, because it is a strength to be able to step into that space, trying to charge through and keep going. And I've done this myself. I've been burnt myself out. I've done my family a disservice, and it's not a good thing. Finding that limited place, finding the ways that you can work with that is such a strength. And it will show you that you can adapt. You can do the things that you want to do, and you can do them in little chunks. You can do them from your bedside, but you can also take some time off. That is allowed. You can do that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I need to go inside, really. I will be continuing this conversation at some point soon in the Patreon exclusive podcast over in the Glimmer Seekers Collective. We've yet to finish setting that up completely, but keep your eyes out, your eyes and your ears, if you would like to join us over there. You will be absolutely welcome, of course. Yeah. So, take your big, bad, limited self, go have a little mind map of what that can look like for you. Because remember, this could be yourself when you're on holiday as well. And then you can stop thinking about work and start just enjoying yourself. Anyway, have a truly wonderful day. Find your glimmers, hold them, love them, save them for later, and have a truly wonderful day. Goodbye.